Hello dear students, welcome back to EDUHUNT video lecture series. We have already seen some of the endocrine glands and their secretions, that is hormones, how they affect the body functions. And some of the hormones influence other hormones, stimulate other glands for the production of release of hormones, especially the pituitary gland that releases hormones also stimulate the other endocrine glands and their secretions. In the previous sessions, we have seen some of the hormones and also the gonads. Gonads are the reproductive structures in males as well as females. In males, we call them as testes, and in females, ovaries are the reproductive organs. Testes, they release the hormone called testosterone. Testosterone, and this is the cross section of testis. There are seminiferous tubules. In between these cells, these tubules, there are some of the cells called interstitial cells. Interstitial cells, and these interstitial cells get stimulated by other hormones called follicle stimulating hormones, which are released by the pituitary anterior lobe, FSH. And even the luteinizing hormones, especially not the FSH, particularly the luteinizing hormone stimulates the production of hormone, male hormone from the interstitial cells. That is why they are also called interstitial cell stimulating hormone. These interstitial cells are present in between the seminiferous tubules of the testis. Let us see ovary. Testosterone is the male hormone which is a steroid in nature, that is cholesterol derivative hormone. It is steroid in nature and influence the secondary sexual characters in males. Ovary. Ovary is the female reproductive organ, and these are present at the abdominal region. These are present in the abdomen, and females have two large ovaries, and they contain Graafian follicles. These are the mature follicles present in the ovary. These are the mature follicles or ovarian follicles in the mammals. If we see the cross section of the ovary, there is a tissue and some of the cells. The tissue has two structures mainly. One is the follicles and second is the stromal cells. This is the stroma, that is the intermediate tissue present in the ovary, and these are the follicle. You can see the development of egg inside the follicle. The mature follicle is called the Graafian follicle. This is the mature follicle where it carries the egg. It carries egg. These are the various follicles at different stages, different developmental stages. This is the initial stage where the ovum is produced, and next developing follicles with developing egg. This is the mature follicle. Mature follicle ni manamu Graafian follicle ani antam. After maturation, the the Graafian follicle ruptures to release the ovum, to release the egg. Why should it be released? It should be released to facilitate the fusion of sperm with the egg. That is called fertilization. If it is not released by the Graafian follicle, if it is enclosed within the Graafian follicle, the sperm could not reach the Graafian follicle to fertilize the ovum. That is why it ruptures, it gets ruptured and liberates the ovum. Where should it be released? It should be released into the fallopian tube. Anyway, this is the mature egg. Mature egg. And even if it is after what we call the Graafian follicle, this Graafian follicle, after release of the egg, the wall forms the corpus luteum. The wall of the Graafian follicle after ovulation is called the corpus luteum. You can see the corpus luteum here, development of corpus luteum from the Graafian mature follicle of the ovary. And there are two different hormones released by the ovary. One is the estrogen and second is progesterone. Estrogen, which is a steroid hormone, that is basically cholesterol derivative. This hormone is cholesterol derivative. It is secreted from the cells of stratum granulosum. The granulosa cells, the minute cells or the follicular cells of the ovary form internal coating to theca folliculi. Follicle stimulating hormone FSH of anterior pituitary gland, FSH. This hormone, this factor or hormone, anterior pituitary gland, it stimulates the secretion of the estrogen. Estrogen is also secreted from corpus luteum, not only by the cells, but the estrogen then only after stimulation by the FSH of pituitary gland follicle stimulating hormone release చేసిన తర్వాత ఈ follicle stimulating hormone ఈస్ట్రోజన్ హార్మోన్ రిలీజ్ చేయడానికి ఇది స్టిమ్యులేట్ చేస్తుంది. అందుకే దీన్ని ఫాలికల్ స్టిమ్యులేటింగ్ హార్మోన్ అని అంటాం. ఫాలికల్ స్టిమ్యులేటింగ్ హార్మోన్కి ఇంకొక పేరు కూడా మనము చెప్పుకున్నాం, అది గ్యామెటోజెనిక్ హార్మోన్. గ్యామెటోజెనిక్ అంటే గ్యామీట్స్ ప్రొడక్షన్, జెనిక్ మీన్ జెnesis giving birth and gameto means gamete production, gamete producing hormone. It stimulates the production of gametes. In male, that is in testis, the follicle stimulating hormone stimulates to produce the male hormone, that is testosterone. It is facilitated for the formation of gametes, spermatogenesis. In males, this hormone stimulates, FSH stimulates the spermatogenesis, formation of sperm in the testis. In females, it is responsible for the formation of egg called oogenesis. In males it is called spermatogenesis and in females it is called oogenesis. Oogenesis happens with the stimulation of follicle stimulating hormone, which is secreted by the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. And estrogen, what is the role of estrogen? It stimulates the development of reproductive organs like oviduct, yes, uterus, vaginal canal or vaginal tube. It stimulates the development of these reproductive structures. Ovary is the primary reproductive structure. Ovary has dual nature. Ovary is the primary reproductive structure. In addition to acting as primary reproductive structure, ovary also act as an endocrine gland because ovary is producing estrogen and progesterone hormones, female hormones. Ovaries are responsible for the production of two female hormones, that is ఈస్ట్రోజన్ అండ్ ప్రొజెస్ట్రాన్. అందుకే దీనికి డ్యూయల్ నేచర్ ఉంది అని చెప్తాం. గొనాడ్స్కి డ్యూయల్ నేచర్ ఉంటుంది. ఈవెన్ టెస్టిస్ ఆల్సో ఇన్ అడిషన్ టు ద యాక్టింగ్ యాజ్ రిప్రొడక్టివ్ ఆర్గాన్, ప్రైమరీ రిప్రొడక్టివ్ స్ట్రక్చర్, దట్ ఈస్ టెస్టిస్. టెస్టిస్ ప్రైమరీ రిప్రొడక్టివ్ స్ట్రక్చర్గా యాక్ట్ చేయడంతో పాటు ఇట్ రిలీజెస్ టెస్టోస్టిరాన్ హార్మోన్. అందుకే దీన్ని డ్యూయల్ నేచర్ ఉన్న గ్లాండ్ అని అంటాం, డ్యూయల్ నేచర్ ఉన్న గొనాడ్ అని అంటాం, ఆర్గాన్ అంటాం. బికాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ సర్వింగ్ ద ఫంక్షన్ ఆఫ్ primary reproductive organ as well as an endocrine gland where it is releasing the testosterone. In the same way, in female reproductive organs also, that is ovaries, we have a pair of ovaries in females. ఈ ఫీమేల్స్లో ఉన్న ఓవరీస్కి కూడా డ్యూయల్ నేచర్ ఉంది. That is, one is acting as the primary reproductive organ and second it is acting as an endocrine gland because it is responsible and it is for the synthesis of and production of estrogen and progesterone hormones, female hormones. And the estrogen not only stimulates the development of oviduct, uterus and also vaginal duct formation, it also stimulates the development of secondary sexual characters. Secondary sexual characters of females are development of breast and voice, that is voice creation or sometimes voice transformation. The pitch of female voice is higher than males. Female tone కొంచెం pitch high-గా ఉంటుంది. That is the female feminine quality, feminine character. Masculine అంటే లో పిచ్ ఉంటుంది. లో పిచ్ ఉండేది masculine. లో పిచ్ కూడా డెవలప్ అయ్యేది ఎప్పుడు అంటే ఈ టెస్టోస్టిరాన్ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ వల్ల. అండ్ ఇక్కడ కూడా ఈస్ట్రోజన్ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్సెస్ ద production of development of secondary sexual characters. One is the development of breast and second is the transformation of high pitch voice and next is pubic hair development distribution, pattern of pubic hair distribution, and it also helps in oogenesis process and regulates the menstrual cycle. Oogenesis means the production of egg ని ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసేది ఏంటి? ఓవరీ. ఓవరీ నుండి ఎగ్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవ్వడాన్ని oogenesis అని అంటాం. oogenesis ఈజ్ అండర్ ద కంట్రోల్ అండ్ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ద హార్మోన్ ఈస్ట్రోజన్. ఈస్ట్రోజన్ ఈజ్ it gets stimulated by another hormone called follicle stimulating hormone. అంటే ఒక క్యాస్కేడ్ ప్రాసెస్ లాగా ఒకటి వచ్చి ఇంకో దాన్ని గుద్దుతూ ఉంటే ఒకటి ముందుకు వెళ్తాయి కదా, లైక్ దాట్ పిట్యూటరీ గ్లాండ్, యాంటీరియర్ పిట్యూటరీ రీజియన్, లోబ్ ఫాలికల్ స్టిమ్యులేటింగ్ హార్మోన్ సెక్రెట్ చేస్తే ఈ ఫాలికల్ స్టిమ్యులేటింగ్ హార్మోన్ ఇన్ టర్న్ ఓవరీ దగ్గర ఉన్న ఈస్ట్రోజన్ని ఆ ఫాలికల్స్ని యాక్టివేట్ చేయడం వల్ల ఆ ఫాలికల్స్ ఈస్ట్రోజన్ హార్మోన్ని సెక్రీట్ చేస్తాయి. ఈ ఈస్ట్రోజన్ హార్మోన్ ఎప్పుడైతే సెక్రీట్ అయ్యిందో ఫీమేల్స్లో డెవలప్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ రిప్రొడక్టివ్ ఆర్గాన్స్. ఎప్పుడైతే ఫాలికల్ స్టిమ్యులేటింగ్ హార్మోను ఓవరీ ఫాలికల్స్ని స్టిమ్యులేట్ చేసి ద ఈస్ట్రోజన్ హార్మోన్ that not only for the development of organs, sex organs like oviduct, uterus, and also the vaginal duct. It also responsible for the development of secondary sexual characters in females like development and distribution of pubic hair pattern, and also breast development and change in the voice tone, that is pitch, change in the pitch of female voice. And next hormone released by the ovary is progesterone. It is also a steroid derivative, steroid hormone, that is cholesterol derivative. It is secreted from corpus luteum. Corpus luteum. Corpus luteum is nothing but it is the under developmental stages. There are several developmental stages in the development of follicles. After ovulation, that is after release of the egg from the Graafian follicle, the ball develops into the corpus luteum, and it is responsible for the implantation of embryo and also maintenance of pregnancy. The progesterone hormone, it is responsible for the sustenance of pregnancy and also implantation of embryo in the uterus. ఈ యూటరస్లో ఎంబ్రియో గనుక లేకపోతే, అంటే గ్రాఫియన్ ఫాలికల్స్ ఎప్పుడైతే మెచ్యూర్ ఎగ్ని రిలీజ్ చేసాయో, ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఫర్టిలైజ్డ్ బై ద sperm, they will get aborted. After fertilization, this hormone takes care of implantation of the embryo and also maintenance of the pregnancy. It also stimulates mammary glands. Mammary glands ఎప్పుడు స్టిమ్యులేట్ చేస్తుంది అంటే ఆఫ్టర్ కన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ ప్రెగ్నెన్సీ అలా చెప్పచ్చు, for secretion of milk, and it is commonly called pregnancy hormone, that is progesterone is also called as pregnancy hormone because it confirms and maintains the embryo in the uterus. And progesterone inhibits ovulation, the release of egg, and maturation of Graafian follicles and abortion. ఎందుకంటే వన్స్ ఫర్టిలైజేషన్ జరిగిన తర్వాత ఫీమేల్లో మెన్స్ట్రల్ సైకిల్ ఎప్పటి వరకు అంటే డెలివరీ వరకు కూడా మెన్స్ట్రల్ సైకిల్ ఆగిపోతుంది. సో ఇట్ ఈజ్ అండర్ ద కంట్రోల్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొజెస్ట్రాన్. ప్రొజెస్ట్రాన్ ఇన్హిబిట్స్ ద ఓవ్యులేషన్ బై ద Graafian follicle. If the Graafian follicle releases the egg, once again it is available for the sperm to catch the egg, to receive and for fertilization. Already fertilization jarigindi, embryo is under developmental stages start అయిపోయాయి embryoకి. వన్స్ అగైన్ మళ్ళీ ఈ గ్రాఫియన్ ఫాలికల్ నుంచి రిలీజ్ అయ్యింది అనుకోండి ఎగ్, మళ్ళీ ఫర్టిలైజేషన్ అంటే ఓన్లీ యూటరస్ కెన్ బేర్ సింగిల్ ఎంబ్రియో ఎట్ ఏ టైమ్. మల్టిపుల్ ఎంబ్రియోస్ వచ్చాయి అంటే దట్ ఈస్ అ డిఫరెంట్ కేస్. ట్విన్స్, ట్రిప్లెట్స్ డిఫరెంట్ కేస్. నార్మలీ ఇన్ ఫర్ అ కామన్ ఫీమేల్ this hormone progesterone inhibits the ovulation process and stops menstruation and maturation of Graafian follicles and abortion. These are all under the control of a hormone called progesterone. It is also known as pregnancy hormone. And there is a case called sexual pseudo-precocity. Sexual pseudo-precocity ante it develops due to hypersecretion of sex hormones. Sex hormones eppudaithe secretion ekku jarigindo, the case called pseudo-precocity develops. And in male, that is in boys lo ఎక్కువ బ్రెస్ట్ సైజ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది డ్యూ టు ఎక్సెస్ ఆఫ్ టెస్టోస్టిరాన్ హార్మోన్. ఇట్ కాజెస్ enlargement of penis and even early appearance of pubic and axillary hair and faster body growth and muscular development, and there is no spermatogenesis occurs. Spermatogenesis అంటే sperm release అయితే అవదు, అంటే internally the changes are never happen, does not occur, బట్ ద ఎక్స్టర్నల్ చేంజెస్ లైక్ మాస్క్యులైన్ అంటే బాయ్ చూడడానికి చిన్నోడే ఉంటాడు, బట్ ద డెవలప్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ దీస్ చేంజెస్, దీస్ డెవలప్మెంటల్ చేంజెస్ హ్యాపెన్ ఇన్ ద బాయ్స్, ఇన్ స్మాల్ బాయ్స్, when if reason is hyperproduction, that is overproduction of testosterone hormone leads to pseudoprecocity. Pseudoprecocity ante development of these masculine features early in the boys because of overproduction of testosterone hormone, which is a sex hormone in males. Anyway, testis and ovaries are the gonads. Testis male reproductive organs and ovaries are the female reproductive organs. Testis, they release the testosterone hormone which is responsible for release of sperms, spermatogenesis, that is gametogenesis, and also this is important for the development of secondary sexual characters in males. And even in females, there are two sex hormones called estrogen and progesterone. One point should be remembered, that all the sex hormones are steroid in nature. They are the derivatives of cholesterol. That is a remarkable point here. And these ovaries, they produce two hormones, estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen is responsible for the development of oviduct, uterus, and also vaginal duct. All these organs will develop by the influence of the estrogen hormone, and it also responsible for formation of egg, that is oogenesis. And progesterone hormone is also known as pregnancy hormone, and it stops the maturation of Graafian follicle and ovulation process is stopped by the progesterone hormone. It inhibits the ovulation process because it is responsible for sustenance of maintenance of embryo pregnancy, and it inhibits the ovulation process, and also it is responsible for the induction of mammary glands for the secretion of milk. All these happen after confirmation of the pregnancy. The menstrual cycle temporarily stops because of the progesterone hormone. Anyway, these are the highlights of the today's topic, and we'll see the next session with more details of hormones and endocrine glands. Goodbye.